Oh, we're not done yet. It seems like there's yet another Transformers Generation Selects leak on this eBay website that we same thing saw with the exhaust. It seems that we also have our first look at the deluxe grease pit. Now, when I first saw these images, I was kind of disappointed. I was really hoping that the grease pit toy would be more of its own original mold and a really good throwback to the original Micromaster base grease pit, or as it was called in Transformers Zone, gasoline base, because usually the Micromaster was the name of the character and the base was its own thing. We kind of have this crazy thing going on with Hasbro right now where they don't really know who's going to be the name of what. Is it the base that's named this? Is it the Micromaster that was named that? So as it stands, here we have Grease Pit. He's going to be Generation Selects WFC-GS12. Exhaust was going to be number 11. And it's a repaint of the Ironworks modulator Earthrise toy that we already got. And that's what I thought initially. Oh, it's just a straight up repaint. That's kind of a shame. Obviously, the colors are more in tune with, again, gasoline base from Generation 1's Micromaster toys. But upon closer inspection, I was looking at it carefully. And, you know, I own the Ironworks toy, and I love those modulators and those Micromaster bases. And I noticed that his crane arm that would be on Ironworks looks very different on this grease pit. And I'm looking at it and I'm going like, wait a minute, is that the gas tanks? Now, granted, these photos only have the figure in package in robot mode in the box. It's very hard to tell, but it looks like that the crane accessory that normally would make the right hand of this modulator deluxe transformer base is actually a gas tank this time. So, oh man, maybe when we do the base mode, there actually is mild retools on this that make it a brand new looking base. Now, granted, the modulator bases, you have different configurations and you can make it look different. But, I mean, it is possible that we might have some tweaks here. Obviously, the rest of the robot mode, when you look at it top to bottom, it pretty much is the Ironworks mold. And it's just that little gas tank hand/arm that's going on there. But maybe there's other stuff that we haven't seen yet in terms of decos, in terms of signage or emblems. This is pretty cool. I like it a lot. Again, I just have this love for Micromasters and Transformer playsets, and this speaks to me a lot. Exhaust is a really awesome one too because of his obscurity as a character and the fact that he even exists in America at all after being exclusively a Masterpiece and a Diaclon Justica kind of European release. This Grease Pit speaks to me because it's yet another base to add to the collection, and the fact that they just didn't do a straight up repaint, they did little tweaks and probably more that we haven't seen yet, but this is awesome stuff. I'm really excited about this. This is going to be a purchase for sure. It's got to create your giant Micromaster base and attach them all with your sound barrier ramps and then some. So I like this a lot. I want to see more images of it. I really do. But as it stands right now, this is all we could pretty much see. Again, it's hard to tell. When we look at the instructions, you could see that on, I guess we could say, the left shoulder of the character, there's some signage. And it's possible that it's hard to tell from the inscription that they actually have even the grease pit signage on the shoulder. It's hard to tell. And again, those packaging, mock-ups, sometimes they don't match up with the final product, or they include heads of different characters completely. But I'm thinking that this thing, when it's going to be in alt mode or city mode or whatever you want to call it, gasoline mode, it's going to look really cool. And just a few little twists, and it could be just different enough from Ironworks that you could have the two next to each other in base mode and have two very different distinguished silhouettes that can make it really cool for building your Earthrise/Siege Micromaster cities and playsets. I love this. This is super great. I'm super excited about this. This is exactly what I want. This is exactly what I want from my Transformer Micromaster stuff. I'm glad that they're continuing it. It's not just like, unfortunately, what happened to the Prime Masters with the Pretenders, where it was just one kind of, series of them and they got discontinued quickly. They're really kind of dedicating to this Micromaster play pattern and moving forward to it. All we need now is we have the Grease Pit base. Now we just need the Grease Pit, I guess we call it dump truck. If not a dump truck, it was more of a monster truck, I guess. And that's all we need right now. We need some kind of equivalency, because Mudslinger, which was that original mold, never got a modern interpretation in Siege or in Earthrise. So until we get a Mudslinger that could be repainted into a Grease Pit, then we'll have some stock and we could have our complete little base together, and Grease Pit could finally be ready to join the rest of the Autobot City in Earthrise. This is great. Let me know what you think about it. I just keep talking about it, but I'm super excited about this. I'm really happy. And now that I think about it, the Transformers TCG trademarked the Off-Road Patrol members, and specifically Mudslinger. So it's a possibility we could get a Micromaster Mudslinger in the future, and as a result, get a Grease Pit figure too to complement this. Anyways, let me know what you think. This is really cool stuff.